This video camera is going to be
We're
great.
ready. All right, good evening. Welcome to the City of Highwood City Council meeting. Today's Thursday, September 24th. It's 8:30 in the evening. Let's call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Alderman Grice.
Here.
Fallberg.
Here.
Fetterman. Fiore.
Here.
Peterson.
Here.
Slavin.
Aye.
If everyone would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Try to figure out what ratio that is. That's a 1.
Yeah, what's the ratio, though? All right, in pre-session, we had the opportunity to review the minutes. There were no questions or comments, so if I can get a motion to approve 3.1, the September 1st, 2015 meeting.
Second?
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 3.2, Committee of the Whole minutes for September 1st, 2015.
So moved.
Second?
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. There are no appointments for number 4 this evening. Approval of the warrant list for 9/24/2015. If I get a motion for that, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the warrants.
Second?
This will require a roll call, please.
Alderman Fallberg.
Yes.
Fet- Fiore.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye. He's not here.
Slavin.
Aye.
Grice.
Aye.
Okay. Public input. If, at this time, if anyone's wishing to address the city council for items not on the agenda, this would be the appropriate time. Come on up.
I like the new place.
I know, they seem,
Stare
oh,
right
it's
at
right in
it.
front of us.
Right here, front and center.
Take your time.
I'm Donna Piatti Kroll, and I now live at 316, I think it is 316 Highwood Avenue, down in the condos. Recently, I've seen a very nice home at 317 Highwood Avenue have the driveway and half the front yard cleared and leveled in preparation for, I don't know, a patio parking from the house all the way to what had been the sidewalk a couple days ago. I'm not complaining about the owners. They did everything they were supposed to do. They filed the regulations, got the permit. And correct me if I'm saying this wrong, when I spoke to the city manager, he explained the process to me. And apparently you can cover up to 60% of your property. Is that right?
With impervious surface, right?
That's the word, okay. I think the neighbors moved in about a year and a half ago. And I have called both the aldermen, not often, but I have seen parking on the lawn. Not every day, but on occasion, they've parked there, and I've called, to see if they could call them up and explain to them that that's a no-no in the city. But if this is the code, I think it's time for the city or the councilman or whoever does the zoning to really start thinking about it, because if you can cover 60% of the property, it's legal, but I don't know if it's in the best interest of the town. And apparently, they're having it put in as a patio, because that's what the lady who's in charge of the crew doing the work. But I just have a sneaking suspicion it's going to turn into parking. They were parked there the other night, too.
On top of it?
Yeah, because it's been dug out, leveled, tamped down, so it's ready for the next process. I mean, it's hard. It's
Single
not-
family, is it a single family home?
It's a single family, it's
Side of the street
a
is
little
that?
bungalow. It's just a
It's
couple.
R3 zoned,
No, what side of the street?
south.
But it's just, it's a little house.
So it's
just a
across
couple.
the street, so it's on the south side of the
It's on the
street.
south side, next to where Ozzie Mazzetta lived.
Mm-hmm.
It was his house, and then the two mother-in-laws, and then this little house.
So you're saying that whole house right now in the front is now, they
Half
take
the
down the
house.
tree?
Yes, they took down a tree maybe a year
half the
ago.
house. Like if you're looking at the house, it's about effectively half of the house the grass has been removed and gravel's been installed as the base for pavement.
For a driveway. I
I don't
mean,
know. But they've got
I've been
it,
told it's a patio, but
they've been told it's a patio?
I'm not sure what it is.
No,
I haven't
it's-
talked to them. But you can tell whoever did the tamping down and the work, it's leveled down straight with the driveway section of it. It's all been smoothed down the same way.
And,
I don't know if the gentlemen who are going to do the sidewalks pretty soon, that's another story on Highway Avenue. But if they're going to come down, do they have a map of where the driveways are, or do they just do it by sight? If you're the concrete driver putting in the
the,
curbs,
so there,
because if you
There's a
didn't
map.
know, and you looked at that, you'd stop right there and say, oh, the rest of this is driveway, we skip it.
yeah, no, there's a construction layout that occurs when
So
that
they,
happens.
they
and
could, okay, I was
they
just
line up.
curious about that. But I just think, I don't know if it's going to be it's an awfully big patio. It's half the size of the house.
I would think it's going to be a driveway, expansion of the driveway, that's what it looks like.
And that's really how we would review something like this. It's attached to the driveway, it's pavement, it is that. And the closest regulation that we would have to limiting something like that is the impervious surface. Now, what that means is if you're looking at the property from above,
No, I
a certain
understand,
amount of the
yeah.
lot can be
That's
covered.
driving, that's a lot of parking. They've,
Right now, it's a very thin, narrow driveway.
it's no wider than mine. They've got parking for 3 cars and a garage. If the garage is filled, I can't help that.
There's cars in the back, too? Is there area in the back
No.
there?
They've got a
Zoned as a
patio in the
duplex,
back.
though.
that's the problem.
So that's the problem. The zoning,
And that goes back to our,
contemplation is the zoning
Our next priority.
sufficient
so to give,
driveway or impervious surface for a duplex.
so you have an understanding where the council stands on stuff like this?
I don't know, but they got the
No,
permit
what I'm
legally.
trying to say is, what the council's looking to do, we're looking to eliminate units that become duplexes, especially in the size of a home like this. We're trying to bring the zoning to the proper zoning to have single-family homes in the area.
Yeah, as far as I know, it is a single family. It's just a married couple in there. And they've done a lot of
think it's a
improvements
duplex.
to it already. I mean, they've made it very nice.
It's zoned R3. It's zoned for
R-
duplex.
It's zoned for a duplex, which means it could still be a duplex right now.
Well, if you're going to do that, wouldn't you do the duplex part of the building before?
So this, so this,
Colored house, teal colored?
Yeah.
It's right here.
Yeah, that one.
so just what he's referring to, so right now it's zoned as an R3, meaning it could be a duplex.
Or it could be a
If-
single family. They're
If
both
this
permitted
individual
uses.
wants it, they could go to a duplex. What we're going to do as a council is look at that and say, okay, that should not be a duplex, remove it back to an R1, okay? But we have to give them 10 or 15 years to change it to an R1.
Okay, but what's to stop me from coming up here next week and saying, I want to add a couple spaces to my front yard too? Then the whole town really looks awful, then all the property values go down as our tax assessments just went up.
And you're correct in stating.
You are right. And there is nothing, that's what Scott was saying, the only thing you can do is, you can't legally stop someone from doing that outside of setting parameters, and the impervious surface is the parameter we try to use. I mean, you could go to
There's some people that want to,
50%, and that would reduce it. But there's some people whose houses take up almost the whole lot, right? Because they're older homes, and they can't do anything. They can't do anything. They're already over 60%. And they have to come to us for anything they want to do to their house.
But this is different. This is a little tiny house, and
So you're
they're
paying-
adding more parking to the front. It just seems ludicrous. It really does.
What can't, is there,
and they took down a tree. Is there a tree, do they have to replace a tree?
I don't believe we have a tree regulation like that.
But now I mean, everybody at this board who lives in Highwood, you can do it, I can do it. Now everybody.
I can't do it. I live in the fort. We can't do anything in the fort.
Well, the Ford is actually, you could use that as an example. So there's an application that's going to the Joint Plan Commission soon that falls under just this scenario also. They're asking to go over the 60% of lot coverage because they want to add a patio. So when you do something like
In the back.
reduce the impervious surface, in a certain type of a lot, one thing that you're doing is you're restricting these types of situations, but you're also then restricting people that might want to put in a patio or a deck.
But you're not
or some
restricting, you're
types
just
of-
hesitating.
You're requiring them to seek.
Come before.
Go through.
To seek
get the
approval.
exception.
Could you regulate against them using it as a spot for their vehicle? Or you can't even preclude them from doing that?
You know, we could look at some code items, but I think as long as you're parked on really a hard surface, I mean, we have enforced specifically this house, parking on the front lawn, which might be why they want to come and put brick pavers in now.
Yeah,
because we
I
have
would say,
enforced
that- I mean, I agree with your
We all
sentiment.
agree with you.
Yeah, but what's the solution?
But I guess my concern would be,
a long term.
okay, so let's say you have a concrete patio in your front yard. Aesthetically, horrible, but that's my opinion. But what would really upset me is if they use that for parking, so to speak, on their front lawn. That would be something I'd like to see if we can prohibit.
Well, if it's defined as a driveway, what you would have to do is you would have to restrict people from using their driveways as parking. And do you want to keep people from being able to park in their
Can't do
driveway?
that.
You can't. I don't know if it is legal, it'd be tough logistically to ticket people for parking on their driveways.
But if you start seeing
It's
people
tough.
building concrete pads or
I think it comes down to overcrowding and getting rid of,
Well, that's-
getting single-family homes versus R3s out of the way. And that's coming this spring, so.
Well, how does let's say, use the fort, for example. You have bylaws, or maybe you could have an ordinance where it says you can only have certain types of material past a certain point on your property. So, example would be, in the fort, the frontage of your home to the sidewalk has to be concrete. You can't do stone, you can't do anything else. So it must be, right? So we can probably make an adjustment with an ordinance or what type of material you use in the frontage of your home to make an appearance, because it would be fall under the appearance code.
And we do have some of those
You look at that,
in place
right?
already.
And there's some legalities to it, because there's,
Well, as an example, you can't
If
have.
you look at examples of other towns that are doing stuff like this, at this
Chris,
point,
it's a-
I can't think of anything, but I think there may be options, you know.
We actually do have a number of those in place, having to use concrete, or this is an instance where I believe it's brick pavers that are being put down now. But some places restrict asphalt driveways, which I believe we restrict now also.
They're not impervious.
Is there a way that,
So we
like an assurance from the city council that we can work on this?
we happen, you don't understand, it's been a long process, a long and arduous
It's going to be a
process.
longer process too, but we got to
Takes
start the
time.
process.
There's a lot of things that we've actually been able to stop in the past few years that have been going on for a long time. So it's a long process, unfortunately, you know, I wish.
This we could just change it.
realities to how fast, what you can and can't do. So
I
it's
understand.
working within the parameters of what we.
But know that the council
Agrees
agrees
with
with
you.
you.
100%.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you for bringing it to our attention. Oh, and thank you for your patience on Highwood Avenue.
Hey, it's going to be beautiful when it's done.
Yeah, it will. It'll be, it's
Right?
just hard, you know.
I know.
That's what happens with 100 years of not touching something.
Hi,
Respected Mayor and council
welcome.
members. I have here with me Olga Figueroa. She's the president of Blow by Blow Salons.
Welcome.
I'm a partner in the company. We're starting a location here right across the street at 258 Green Bay Road. Just wanted to take a minute to introduce ourselves. We attended the ARC committee September 8th for our sign. It's a brushed aluminum sign, similar to what we had before. The previous salon had it. So I think they went very smoothly. So they did a motion to approve, and I think we'll be back here on October 4th, as Adrian mentioned, to to get an approval from the
October
council members.
5th. 6th.
Or-
Oh,
Yes.
6th.
You can try coming the 4th, but I recommend the 6th.
We'll be watching football.
Congratulations on opening
you.
up in Highwood.
Thank you.
First
We're very
salon you've
excited.
opened?
Second occasion.
Second, we have one on North Street in Chicago.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
we're bringing the same kind of luxury model here. And
Well, we are the Chicago of the North Shore, so.
We are.
yeah.
We're going to help make it.
You're Harvard.
That's right.
All right.
Chicago's trying to resemble Highwood now.
I'm telling you.
I heard about the art and everything, so it's very intellectual to sit through the meeting. And it was, so just wanted to introduce
great.
ourselves. And
We're
be part of
excited to be in the
as much as
community.
possible.
Welcome, thank you.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Talking heads,
Okay, anybody else wishing to address the council at this time? Okay, That we do, Brad. Next, mayor's report. Thank you, Candy. Trick or treat, although it's a month away, but the hour it is, as usual, October 31st. Hours are from 3 to 7. And as we just thanked our prior speaker, thank you for your patience on Highwood Avenue. I know it's not easy. I don't think anyone lives on Highwood Avenue here.
I used to.
Used to. We drive by it, and it's like a bomb went off on that street, unfortunately. But in a couple weeks, it'll look a lot better, and you'll live on the best street in the town. But right now, it happens to be the worst. So thank you for your patience.
Remember Western looked kind of similar for a while.
For a long while.
Well, when they were digging it up too. Remember,
Yep.
it was not easy to
They had
drive.
oil, they had everything they get rid of in Western. And then finally, last thing, Pumpkin Fest. I don't know how I stammered on that one, but Pumpkin Fest is October 9th through the 11th. It is the Highwood Pumpkin Fest, but it is brought to us by the Autism Society of Illinois. This is their second year here with us. They are great partners in this event, and it's going to be a magnificent event. Anything special going on in that one?
Yeah, we're starting here at City Hall, October 3rd.
Yeah, ask for volunteers.
And people bring their own pumpkins.
For everyone watching out there, come volunteer for Pumpkin Fest. Starts Saturday the 3rd, right? And this year, what are you doing differently? You have something going on, not just the lighting, but you're doing a light?
Yeah, so besides trick-or-treating on October 31st, we do have trick-or-treating October 9th in the downtown district for Pumpkin Fest. This year, what we're doing differently is that there will be an actual light show. All the pumpkins will be lit up by LED lights and going to music. There are 6 songs that are picked. It's the same guy who won the ABC Christmas Light Wars that's programming all the music and doing all the production. So we have HGTV back again this year, and the Kitchen Cousins are coming. And
Formerly known as.
What's that?
Formerly known as.
Formerly known as the Kitchen Cousins. Now they're just the Cousins. And we have Snoopy coming this year. 20th Century Fox will be here. And Michaels will be here as well, doing Mass. Michaels, the design shop. So there's a lot of interactive events this year that are great. And plus, the mayor will be judging the costume contest, both kids and adults, with his wife and the Tippins.
Yes, the Von Trapp families.
Fun. So we're looking forward to, the goal this year is to have all the pumpkins up on the scaffolding before the event, actually, because we want to have it all lit up before the event. The rest of the stuff will be done during all the rest of the carving will be done as usual during the event. We are hiring people this year, 15 people at 9 o'clock for right after the event, Sunday night, all the way through the next morning. There'll be another shift of 15 people coming again to assist in cleanup, as well as volunteers and community service coming in the morning again, too. The goal this year is to have everything down and clean completely by Monday night. That means none of the event will be here, hopefully, by Monday night.
Hopefully.
That will be the goal, because we know
That's a
that's
good goal.
Halloween will come on before Halloween.
Yes.
Our stretch goal.
That's a stretch goal.
Moved Halloween officially.
Well, last year it took, what, 2 weeks?
Couple days.
That was pretty good.
Too bad. It was out of the way. So again, Pumpkin Fest, October 9th through the 11th. Looks like nice weather so far.
Oh, God, just jinx it. You know it's going to be horrible. It always is.
Hasn't rained in 3 weeks. Why would it rain then?
Because it's Pumpkin Fest.
All right. Committee reports. Anything do you want to give updates on these streets? I know anyone out there watching, if you're using technology watching us, most likely you're hooked to our website. The city council, or the city staff, I should say, has been putting out regular updates on the city's website, which are awesome. So if you do live on Highwood Avenue, North Avenue, or Pleasant, you really need to get onto the website, sign up to have text alerts, email alerts, because they are crucial. They give dates on when things are changing, as in Monday, big things are changing on Highwood Avenue. So Scott, take it away.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Like a game show.
On Pleasant, we won't focus on Pleasant Avenue. It's nearly complete, and there's the binder is set on there, so it's very drivable, and residents all have access to their driveways. It's looking very good, and is just waiting for a surface course. We'll concentrate on Highwood Avenue, which we would separate into 2 different sections. On the section closest to Western, all the way up to High Street. When they began excavating, they found that the base was very, very poor, and it caved in. It caved in to the point where the natural gas service mains were higher than the area where they had excavate. So they couldn't continue excavating or construction at that point because they would constantly be hitting that natural gas main. We had to get North Shore Gas out here, who's now installing brand new gas main and services outside of the road in the right of way, but that's delaying our work over on Highwood Avenue further west right now. We hope that they're going to have this work complete within the next week and a half. In the meantime, we've had the contractor focusing specifically on the Highwood Avenue between High Street and Everett's. And what they've done there is they've completely excavated and they've torn out all the concrete. They have all of that stoned up to the point where they can now pour concrete curb and sidewalk tomorrow and Monday. So we're hoping to have brand new sidewalks in place by the middle of next week, and we're hoping to get the binder course on between High Street and Everett's by the end of next week. At that point, we're hoping that North Shore Gas has their work complete, and then we're going to put all our crews right on that section to try to get that excavated and then stoned as quickly as possible. But the conditions that we found there were so difficult, we apologize, but that is a lengthy process. On Monday, we are tearing out the concrete there as well to assist the gas company in some of their more difficult service connections. So we are moving, and we appreciate everyone being patient and parking on the side streets while they don't have access to their driveways.
Fun.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Treasurer's report, 9.1. We do have that this evening.
Busy meeting, I told you it's a busy meeting.
So we have the 3-month ending July 31st report. So 3 months in, we're a quarter of the year through, so our benchmark is about 25%. First page, revenues in the general fund, we're at about 35% of budget right now. Big part of that is first installment of property taxes in, so we have 50% of the property tax revenue there, driving that percentage. Expenditure-wise, pretty much the same thing. The property taxes for the pension funds, driving expenditures for the city's contribution of those funds to the pension funds. The enterprise fund, those are a little low. Again, that's going to be a little distorted just because of the IPA loan and the associated projects, so that's why budget, we're over 5 million. That's why the actual balances right now, because not too much of that, well, none of the revenue and then only a little bit of the expense hit at this time. So that's why the percentages are so small there. And then all other funds, again, small percentages because of the capital bond that hasn't been received yet through July. So that's why those percentages are small. Turning to the second page, general fund summary. As I stated, property taxes were at 50%, first installment is in. Other taxes, we're right at 25%, so 3 months in. We're looking on pace there. Licenses and permits, again, we're a little bit above because of vehicle stickers coming in June. Intergovernmental revenues, again, we're 25%, right on target. Fines and forfeitures, down a little bit. Mainly court and police fines down. So I guess that's a good thing. That means not too many people get in trouble if fines are down, so that's good. Miscellaneous, again, we're just a little shade below 25%. Also, I did want to point out our charges for services were 94% of budget. A lot of that, though, $61,000 we received from the sale of property, mainly trucks, it seemed like. So that's for, so we're almost at budget there. Expenditures, all funds pretty much at or below that 25%, or all departments, I'm sorry, at or below 25%. Police and fire, as I mentioned, the property taxes funding the pension expenses, so that's why those are a little bit higher there. Turning to the next page, all other funds, motor fuel tax revenue, again, 25%, looking good there. 911 emergency fund, both the revenues and expense hovering around 14-15%, so a little bit below the 25% mark, but at least expenses are also trending that way as well. As I mentioned, capital project fund, no bond yet, so there's no revenue against the budget there. Same thing, there's no expenditures against the budget. And then the TIF, so far, as I mentioned in the committee of the whole, we are running a little bit higher than expected on the property tax, the increment based on what Lake County's treasurer website is showing. So that should come in hopefully around 85,000 more than what we were initially budgeted for.
Great.
And the rest of the report, just mainly the detail, so. Questions?
Could you email that? Was it emailed?
It was.
Was it?
It was in the city council packet, not the CAL, and I tried to do the CAL.
Okay. No problem.
Don't have it again.
You know, I do have one question that we go, and it's a relatively small amount, but just curious more than anything. So the general fund summary, the unbudgeted parking expenditure, zero budgeted, actual, little over 3,000. What's that for?
Let's see.
In the,
Right, so expenditures, parking, 3203 was the actual, and the budget is zero. So it's showing
Expense or
100%. And if you don't have the answer immediately, that's fine. You can
I'll need
certainly
to,
provide it at a later time, but.
need to look that up.
Yeah, we can look at it again. There might even be something that's just miscoded and
Right.
will end up getting transferred out, so we'll
Great.
take a look.
Thank you.
thank you very much. If I get a motion to approve the treasurer's report, please.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Motion and second. Roll call?
Alderman
All in
Fiore.
favor?
All in favor of that? I'm sorry, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Real quick question, just out of curiosity, the sales tax increase took place in July 1st. We'll see that October?
September. So we should have that one with the September earnings.
Let's hope October then. Let's hope it's October.
I apologize. It's 2 months after we would have to collect it, so you're correct, October. So we would have to get through July.
All month of
and that's-
July,
Yep.
collect in August, September, issued in October.
October, correct.
Okay, good. You know, we have a lot of great restaurants in town.
Coming.
That's right. So if anyone's out there watching us, you should go out to your favorite restaurant, grab dinner. It's a good place to eat. The city would greatly appreciate your sales tax too.
We
So
have 3 restaurants opening up next month, next month. We have
October.
Polaro,
October.
Scotty's, and actually walked in, I met with the Angel over there at
Come on.
and El Baron. They plan on opening before the end of October.
Really?
They're getting some work done, yeah, it's
Awesome.
looking
That's
nice in there.
nice.
Actually, doesn't
nice.
smell in there anymore. It always smelled in there.
That's okay. Okay. Moving on to new business. We have a few here this evening. 12.1, consideration of a resolution accepting a bid awarding the 2015-16 roadway snow removal and salt application contract. I believe that's going to, is it SEI, correct?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
We have a motion, a second. Any changes on this that, from the, I don't think there was
No,
either.
This one.
Okay,
The only changes on the monopole.
that's right. Roll call, please.
Alderman Slavin.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Fiore.
Aye.
Fallberg.
Yes.
Grice.
It's a tough decision, huh? You have, okay, 12.2. Consideration of an ordinance amending Highwood City Code Title 5, Chapter 8, with respect to a private scavenger service and garbage collection.
I'll make that motion to waive first reading and approve as read.
Second?
Motion and a second, just very quickly, though. I think, Molly, would you mind just telling us what we're agreeing to here on the, or was it, Adrian, were you doing that? Who would like to do that? I think it's important that we realize what direction we're going with our garbage, so it just doesn't,
Pile up.
because we're totally, it's a new way of doing garbage here, so we better make sure everyone knows.
Absolutely. So tonight, what's before you is to incorporate and actually mandate organic collection, which includes yard waste and food scraps, excluding meats and dairy products. We'll be the first community in Illinois to do this. Highland Park is right behind us, but we will be the first. The first ordinance that's in front of you that was just read actually incorporates it into the city code. It wasn't provided for previously, and so in order for us to contract for the service, we have to have it included in our code, define what we consider organics, and redefine what we consider to be garbage in our community.
Right.
So part of the plan is beginning in 2017, when we make the switch from our current supplier to our new supplier, we will be changing the sizes of our toters that we're going to be using. So instead of having a 96-gallon garbage can and a 65-gallon recycling bin, by default, you'll have a 96-gallon recycling bin, a 65-gallon garbage bin, and a 35-gallon organics toter. So it'll be similar, but it's the smaller one. It's smaller than the podium here. And you'll be allowed to include not only your yard waste, but also your food scraps in that.
Besides meat and milk?
Yes.
Meat and dairy.
Which that could change in the future, but as of right now, that's not included as part of the organics.
Great.
Yes, I do have a
Yes.
question. How do we put it in the bin?
How do you put it in the bin?
Because normally I put things in a garbage bag first before I put it in the bin.
So the organic one you were,
Yes, I'm referring to the organic.
is the organic, just chuck
So
it in there?
You can't put plastic in there, but you can use like a paper bag.
Okay.
My suggestion, and we're going to be working with the new supplier and our residents, we're going to have some town hall meetings, teaching people how to do this appropriately. I suggest keeping a small trash can type, like the bathroom ones that have the little step one. That's what I use at home. And it has a bucket inside, and I just take that out a couple times a week to the bin, and I dump it in there.
Okay.
It's pretty easy. It cost me $5 for my bin, so I think it was worth the investment. But if you don't have that at first, you could just at the beginning.
You line that bin at all, or you just clean it
No,
out every time?
I just dump it and I rinse it out as needed, and it's
She
no
hasn't met my
problem.
wife yet.
It's okay, you'll be doing it.
I mean, it's.
We clean that every day.
You don't have to do it that way. Another suggestion is, just to start out small, residents, they could just take when you buy vegetables at the grocery store and you have the plastic bag that it comes in, just, taking the peels off right into that bag, and then taking that outside when you're done with your cooking, and put all of your food scraps in one bag at one time, and then, when you're done with your big meal preparation, which is probably dinner for most people, you just take that outside with, your nightly chores and dump it in there, or keep it in a side bin until you're ready. But you cannot put plastic in there, so
Okay.
that's important.
So we're going organic, recycling, and regular garbage.
And
Correct.
nightly chores.
Well,
We've
to each
increased
their
the
own.
chores.
That's right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate your time. So we have a motion and a second explanation. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Grice,
Yes.
Wahlberg,
Yes.
Fiore,
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
Slavin.
12.3, consideration of a resolution authorizing an agreement between the City of Highwood and Lakeshore Recycling Systems for commercial solid waste hauling. Hold on one second.
You made fun of me because I don't take mine out all the time.
We can take these all in one, correct? Resolutions?
These are resolutions, that's correct.
So if I get a motion to do an omnibus for 12.3, 12.4, and 12.5,
Well, by the time we do it, we might as well just go,
there's only three, huh?
because that's already two right there with the omnibus and that. I'll make the motion.
So we'll just do 12.3. On motion for 12.3?
No.
Which
just-
is-
Just a motion.
We need to add to this motion, subject to
Why?
attorney review.
Yes.
So
I'll
can
make
we
the
do each
motion
one
subject,
We'll
individually?
do each one individually. That's fine.
I'll make the motion to approve subject to attorney's review.
For 12.3?
Yes?
Yes, for solid waste.
Second. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Roll call on 12.3, please.
We'll find out.
Subject to attorney's review.
Alderman Fahlberg,
Yes.
Fiore,
Aye.
Grice,
Yes.
Peterson, Slavin.
Yes.
12.4, consideration resolution authorizing agreement between the City of Highwood and Lake Shore Recycling Systems for residential now solid waste hauling.
Make the motion to approve, subject to attorney's approval.
Second.
Review, sorry.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Alderman Slavin,
Yes.
Peterson,
Aye.
Fiore,
Aye.
Fahlberg,
Yes.
Grice.
Yes.
12.5, consideration of a resolution authorizing the city manager execute,
We did that already. I'll make that motion.
Second.
It's for a new copier for City Hall, and it might have color. If you have the approval, if you're given the code and the approval and your retina and your fingerprints match. Motion for that, 12.5, please.
I'll make a motion.
I made the motion ready.
Eric
Already
did it.
done.
It's already
What do you
done. Roll call.
I was having too much fun with this. Roll call.
Alderman Grice,
Yes.
Fahlberg,
Yes.
Fiore,
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
Slavin.
Too busy counting the ayes around here. 12.6, a motion authorizing the city manager to contract for the repair and replacement of 5 fire hydrants in the amount not to exceed $40,900.
And can we add to this motion to waive competitive bidding?
You can.
I'll make that motion to approve the 40,900 not to exceed and to waive competitive bidding.
Second.
Motion second. Roll call, please.
Sorry.
No, take your time.
Alderman Slavin,
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
Fiore,
Aye.
Fahlberg,
Yes.
Grice.
Yes.
12.7, consideration of ordinance authorizing the disposal of surplus 2001 Chevy truck owned by the city of Highwood.
I'll make the motion to waive first reading and approve as read.
I'll second. Slavin.
Even it is. Roll call, please.
Alderman Fiore,
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
Slavin,
Aye.
Grice,
Yes.
Fahlberg.
Yes.
12.8, consideration of a resolution approving and accepting an ARC recommendation regarding Hotel Moraine at 700 Sheridan Road on the building's facade.
I'll make that motion to approve the recommendation of ARC.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We're making it sound like it was controversial here. It's not that controversial. Roll call, please.
Alderman
Aye.
Slavin, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Peterson,
Aye.
Fiore,
Aye.
Fahlberg,
Aye.
Grice.
Yes.
They just had the grand opening
Decided to
20
do
minutes
aye.
ago.
You're not going to succumb to peer pressure here, are you?
Back and forth.
12.9, consideration of an ordinance granting a variation from the City of Highwood appearance code at 102 Highwood Avenue. It is for the T-Mobile. We have some stipulations on this one, though.
We talked about doing two motions. The first motion, a motion to amend the ordinance to include conditions in section 2 as follows. The installation of 8-foot-tall arborvitae around the ground level equipment, a minimum flag size of 20 by 38 feet, and the halyard apparatus to be located internally as opposed to externally.
That is correct.
I'll make a motion to approve as read by council.
Second. That's a motion to amend the ordinance initially?
To amend the ordinance as read by council.
So we have a motion.
I'll second.
Mike.
Oh, Mike, yeah.
Okay, motion and a second.
Just do a voice vote. All in favor?
Okay, good. All in favor?
Good.
Opposed? Okay, now we need a motion for the ordinance. correct?
Motion to approve the ordinance as amended and to waive first reading.
I'll approve the ordinance as amended, and I waive first reading.
Second.
Really getting behind this
Roll
one.
call, please.
Skytree.
We're gonna name it the Christ
I
Tower.
had a dinner with my Japanese friends the other night.
You told them about it?
Alderman Grice,
Yeah. Yes.
Fallberg,
Yes.
Yeah, they're in town.
Fiore,
Aye.
Peterson, Slavin.
Aye.
Okay. That concludes the new business for tonight's agenda. However, we do have reason to go into executive session. We will have no action coming out of executive session, correct? More informational purposes.
The two guys in it.
And then after that, we will motion to adjourn. So if you're in the crowd, there's nothing more left to tonight's meeting outside of adjournment after our executive session. So,
Cards ready?
and we go to executive session pursuant to?
2C1 to discuss the employment of specific employees of the city, 2C2 to discuss collective negotiating matters, and 2C11 to discuss pending probable or imminent litigation.
I got a motion to that effect, 2C1, 2C3, and 2C11?
2C1, 2C2, and 2C11.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in, roll call.
Yes.
Alderman Grice,
Yes.
Fallberg,
Yes.
Fiore,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Slavin. Who was the second?
Allbird?
Oh, I think, wasn't it